Bang. Live. Everywhere. All places. YouTube's, Stochastic, Odd Shopper, and Playback. What's up, everybody? Magic and Nets. Not a great basketball game. We see too much of Brooklyn, unfortunately. But that's where we're at right now for what we're watching. What's going on? I am excited to talk about this slate. Why did I go to that screen? That was stupid. Time to look at some ownership. Soon. S&P. I have 30% at Clay? No, thank you. How much Paul Reed did I end up on? None. I don't have any. I assume my exposures will change a bit, though, for this late swap. Yeah, he doesn't have that in him again, S&P. Sixers will start Maxey, Edgecombe, Oubre, Watford, Drummond. How much Franz? Let's see. 17% Franz. D-Rock, can you connect your League Pass if you bought it through Prime Video? If I had the answer to that, I'd give it to you. My guess would be yes. I can't imagine it would matter. It shouldn't matter, but I don't know the answer. Well, we've got one yes and one no, so we're off to a fantastic start. That's the fucking internet for you. There's the maybe I was looking for. Appreciate it. Thanks for completing that circle. That's fun.
What's up, Josh?
What up, brother? Are you...
What's
I do see you, but I don't... Maybe it's because I have my screen changed. Hold on. There you are. I had like the studio and shit open on the side and everything was all pinched. What's going on?
Boy, that was chaos. I do have to pee really bad, so I'm going to get up in a second. But boy, that also I played more on FanDuel than DraftKings today. We could talk a little bit more. There's a specific reason why.
Yeah, no chaos for me whatsoever.
Okay, so couple of things. Number one, I've just kind of observed some post-contest sim ROIs, and while we don't have post-contest sims for FanDuel because they don't make CSVs available, I have noticed sim ROIs a little bit higher on like those $5 and $8 150 max contests than the $15. Still really strong for the $15, but a lot of times like those $5, $8 contests, I'll look at my post-contest sims and it'll be like 60 to 70% sim ROIs.
Yeah, there's infinitely more morons in the contest than there are when there's less entries.
So today, the 150 max on FanDuel, the main, was a $5 entry compared to the $15 on DraftKings. So that's kind of how I'm going to be strategizing it for myself for now. If one site is running a $5 and the other is running like a $15, I'm going to prioritize the $5 main as opposed to the $15.
Yeah, get it in with more dummies, man. That's the move.
All right. I'm going to be back in a second. I have to pee so bad because I have a bladder of a hummingbird. So, guys, I'll be back in 3 seconds, and Josh will be here to cover the national anthem with you.
Oh, say, can you see? Okay, hold on. Stape says, Josh, I'm echoing. Am I echoing? Thanks, guys. Just making sure. Don't want it to be a problem. Rather get to it right now. It's 7:04. Deal with that shit for 55 minutes. That would be awful. All right, let's see here. Towns is 32% owned in the 4-point play. I have more than that, so that's nice. Suggs is 40. Right around the field. Franz is 25. That is depressing. And Tristan Da Silva is 8. Okay. What else we got? Bain, 14. I have to be over that number. Right? Surely. Nope. Right with the field. That sucks. Nick Claxton, 2. The Igor Demon is 6. You know, I don't know how you guys feel, but I don't think it would be crazy if when I pull up this little exposure chart on my DraftKings screen that I could just filter by team. They can't add that. They could add it in 4 seconds. They could add it right now while I'm saying it and push that live with little risk. Just let me filter by teams.
Did you see? Starting lineup for the Pistons. It is.
Wow.
Not what was anticipated and something that is going to very much shake up the slate. Your starting
I didn't
lineup,
have any read to begin with.
Your starting lineup for the Detroit Pistons: Jenkins, Robinson, Green, Holland, Reed, Isaiah Stewart not in the starting lineup.
I don't like that. I don't like that one bit.
Look at
I have 46% Stewart and 0 Paul Reed right now, so this is going to be a real deck chair shuffling.
Yeah, this is also. I mean, our data was rightfully so really high on Isaiah Stewart. Now he comes off the bench. This changes a lot.
Does he come off the bench?
Oh, are you concerned that he's just a DNP?
I mean, it is at least now a possibility, whereas prior to this, it was not. If he was named the starter, we would know that out of the jump. But some percentage of this is yes. I'd love to know if he's warming up or people are watching that, if we have that information.
What was the verbiage? Was he listed as available to play or will play?
Available to play, I believe, was the verbiage.
I'm not going to say he doesn't play, but...
Same.
I do see what you're saying, though, because we've seen this before. Somebody's expected as a starter. They're listed as available to play. The game starts, and it's like, first time out. Bench guys came in. The guy who was chalked didn't check in, and then... I don't know what odds I would put it at exactly, but I'd say maybe 10 to 15% chance Isaiah Stewart plays 0 minutes.
Windy gif here.
Yeah. What do they mean by that? What do they
He's
mean?
He's going to play 34 minutes off the bench. I can't wait for this.
Yeah. What's going to happen? Paul Reed gets in foul trouble in 2 minutes, and then Isaiah Stewart just completely, as Eric would say, Hulk smashes the slate.
Yeah. We all know that's way more likely if I'm saying anything to the contrary. So
I have so much exposure to Isaiah Stewart right now.
I have a lot to Isaiah Stewart. I wish I would have had a bit of Paul Reed just to see what this would have looked like. Oh my God. I don't know how to project either one of these idiots right now.
By the way, Deeg says that Stewart has been warming up for an hour. Well, that would be excessive if he was actually doing an hour of warm-ups.
Yeah, I don't think any of them do that.
Let's see if I can find any information online.
Yeah, I would like to know if he just warmed up in any way.
Let's see.
Diggs, appreciate you. I mean, is that just you saying that? Who said that?
Stewart, warm up.
I asked because I'm lazy. Yes, I assumed you were going to say Pistons beat writer. Does this person have a name?
Here we go. So Amari Sankofa II, he is a Pistons reporter for the Detroit Free Press, said Stewart's going through his pregame warm-up, still listed as questionable. That was something he said.
Coach of the Year Davis? Who's that? It's a terrible joke. I don't care, but it's a terrible joke. How many minutes do you expect for Paul Reed today in this start? Because it's a different start now.
Yeah, I mean, Isaiah Stewart's there. So let me think. What do I expect? It is such a wide range of outcomes because Paul Reed's subject to get into foul trouble all the time too. I'll say 28 minutes though.
The first number that I typed in was 26, and then I typed 25 for Isaiah Stewart. And now I'm just spitballing.
Wait, did you ask me Paul Reed or Isaiah Stewart? I thought you said Paul Reed.
Oh, Paul Reed. That I just followed up with my Isaiah Stewart minutes as a addendum
so
to this
I think
discussion.
28 for Reed.
Okay.
This is a good point.
Then how do you feel about Stewart? Then Stewart is my follow-up question.
Okay. Yeah, also good point by Richard Johnson. Beef stew, high risk of ejaculation tonight. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Me too.
Could be tossed from the game.
Wife's out of town, man. Me too. We just got a message from Jason. Projections are updated.
All right. So let me check what we did for minutes for the Detroit guys, and I'll give you guys the projections as well. So, Motor City Pistons. What do? We gave Paul Reed 26 minutes. We gave Isaiah Stewart 24. That has Paul Reed with a projection
Jason Wagner, I see you.
38.3 fantasy points for Paul Reed, 28 fantasy points for Isaiah Stewart in his 24 minutes. Isaiah Stewart looks way less appealing now. I mean, that's common sense for a lot of us here. I'm curious to see. I think a lot of my Stewart exposure, I don't know that I get 0% of him, but it's going to be closer to 0% than what I previously had of him.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Who's a better play today, Paul Reed or Andre Drummond?
I'm going to say Paul Reed.
If it's close, I think it's Drummond, because I think Drummond, I said it on the show, I think Drummond probably wants to take this matchup personally back in Detroit, and it's Paul Reed showing up. He probably thinks Paul Reed's nothing.
Yeah, the problem is I know that Andre Drummond's kind of nothing at this point in his career.
No, yeah, but I only need opportunity. That's the only thing I can control for. If he sucks, he sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still going to say Paul Reed. Both of them solid options, but Paul Reed over Drummond for me.
I'm on an ego play here.
I mean, the real answer is both, though. I don't want to make it seem like either of them are bad options.
I had 37% of Drummond at lock, so.
So something that is kind of funny, because this is related to a question that Spags and I got on the live before lock, which was somebody had asked us, what does the Pistons starting lineup, how does that alter how we view Drummond at the time, or what is the Pistons value? How does it alter Drummond? And I'd said it doesn't really impact the projection of Drummond for me, but it does impact that there's just better value on the slate. Therefore, Drummond shows up a little bit less meaningfully. Now that we're going to see a scenario where Isaiah Stewart isn't nearly as viable, now Drummond starts to look better again because we just lost a front court guy who was previously showing up in more than half of my lineups.
Also true. It's the circle of DFS, man.
Working on the updates now.
Likewise.
And if you guys are a sub and have any questions for me, hit me up in Discord. I'm pulling that up right now as well. We've got, no questions from Discord, but it is available to you guys if you want to utilize that as a way to get in touch with us. Power chat from Pierre on FanDuel. Swap out beef stew for Jabari Smith or Queen, or stand pat, thanks. Queen for me over Isaiah Stewart now.
Okay. just hear me out here.
Mhm.
Realistically,
Mhm.
if Beef Stew is coming off the bench, this is a left ankle sprain. He's missed 3 straight games. If he's going to play 20 minutes, isn't he just going to be the guy that plays like 29 minutes off the bench in this game? Like, I don't know why he'd play 20 or 22 or like limited. Moving from starting to the bench in this spot. I have this weird feeling that he's going to just play like your typical sixth man minutes for this team. And then potentially like close over Paul Reed.
I mean, he closes over Paul Reed if he's out playing Paul Reed. But Reed, so I've always felt this way about Reed. When he plays, it usually goes well for him, particularly from a fantasy standpoint, because he's a really good fantasy producer. He is starting over Stewart. I don't know. I think the most likely scenario is that we end up seeing Paul Reed close and Stewart off the bench. The most likely scenario, not the guaranteed scenario, but the most likely scenario.
It's weird for me to think that Isaiah Stewart's going to play the same minutes he was playing earlier this season, but now Jalen Duren's out and Cade Cunningham's out. I don't know. Just because of a sprained ankle? Maybe? I don't know. I've got a weird feeling about it. That's all I can get out of my head.
Kinsoda says, well, this is interesting. Now I'm curious. Now I want to know why Kinsoda's even watching us. He says he doesn't do NBA, so he doesn't really know how it works. But the game
Makes
starts
sense.
at 6:30. Can you just swap Stewart out? Yeah, that's what we're discussing right now, is like what we want to do with him in terms of swaps.
Yeah. YOLO.
Another thing I'm going to add to this, though, just based on how we've seen the field reacting to news and late swap this year, I think Stewart's still going to be quite popular.
It's fair. Well, yeah, probably. Yeah, I'm with you.
Everybody's projecting him as a top value option. Then we get news after lock. He isn't actually starting. Just about every other time the situation has come up this year, the guy who is expected to be really popular, they don't hold their exact same ownership, but they hold pretty close to what their ownership was previously.
I'm very, very, very curious to see what changes for me in this late swap. It's going to be, I think, pretty distinctly different than whatever the hell is in my DraftKings right now. I'm excited to sit down and watch Portland and Houston tonight.
Okay. Is that the game you're most looking forward to for the NBA Cup?
It's the only good game today. Miami, New York would have been awesome if Bam were healthy and Hero were healthy and Brunson were healthy. I think that would have been like a really fun game. But like Brooklyn or like this game stinks. Philly, Detroit is not what it should be. Everybody's out. Charlotte, Milwaukee, no. Sacramento, Minnesota, no. Lakers, Pels. I mean, I need that one for DFS, but the Pels stink. Yeah, the Clippers have been terrible. Dallas is awful. Like Portland, Houston's fun, man. That's going to be a defensive grind.
So my favorite game, it's Spurs Warriors. I mean, to me.
Okay, so I wasn't counting it because it wasn't on the DraftKings slate. Okay, I agree with you that one's awesome too.
All right, so that is my answer. If we just don't count that one, Portland Houston is good for me. I know that like Anthony Davis is out, Kawhi Leonard's out, but I'm just generally going to be tuned in and interested in any Cooper Flag Dallas games. So that's also like those are my 3 favorite games to watch for tonight. Number 1, it is going to be Spurs Warriors, 2 Portland Houston, 3 Clippers Mavericks.
I only have the 8 in front of me for the DraftKings slate, so I wasn't thinking about that one. But yeah, I mean Warriors and Wemby is super duper fun.
All right, here we go. Late swap time.
All right. 36 of 41 lineups swapped. All right, I went. So like I stayed relatively optimistic on Stewart and went a little bit higher minutes wise, but I just hit the button here and Sims are showing me 5% now. So he's gone.
And my concern with, other than the fact that he just projects lower for me, I think there's a good chance Stewart's still 20+% owned.
I lost a good bit of my Ron Holland, and by a good bit, I mean pretty much all of it. I lost most of my Drummond. I lost most of my Fears. Now that I don't hate. I lost some of my Reeves, though. I hate that.
There's a new look. Jalen Suggs is playing with a sweatband that he has around his neck as opposed to on his head. I don't think I've seen a player do that before. Look, you can see him, bottom portion of the screen.
That's
moron,
one way to do it. Dude's wearing a choker.
Yep.
I got to 40% of Paul Reed. You know this dude's gonna blow today after me fading him 2 days ago and him having a bajillion points. Oh yeah, I forgot. I gotta cap my Danish Jenkins. I have all of him.
Jay Nevy says that's the whole Darius Miles look. Did Darius Miles wear? I thought he wore it on his head like a normal person.
It was around the neck from time to time, not always.
All right,
but because obviously it was around his head too. Something was always on him. Oh god, that was the best. That was such perfect timing for me in life. That entire era of the NBA. I couldn't have loved it any better. It was such dog shit basketball, but boy, oh boy, was it fun.
Who else is on that team? Lamar Odom.
That Clips team?
Yeah, Lamar Odom was on
Quentin
that
Richardson.
Team, right?
Quentin Richardson. What is that? Chris Kaman?
Maybe. I thought Kaman.
Elton Brand
Kaman
too.
And Elton Brand were after, but maybe not.
Oh, Maggette, my man. Never should have. Yeah, he left Duke. Should have stayed one more year at Duke. What a dickhead.
I have 99% Danish Jenkins on FanDuel right now.
I would have had. I was trying. I almost had that on DraftKings. I had to just set a firm cap.
I mean, he's 4,500 on FanDuel.
Yeah, that price is preposterous. Boop boop. Nope, wrong one. Boop boop. Boop boop.
We did just do another projections update, by the way.
Okay, I'm gonna.
We lowered the projection on Stewart a little bit. We put him to 23 minutes instead of 24.
Yeah, I mean, I lost them all anyway, so that could in theory end up getting me more in a weird way.
Yeah, if it lowers his ownership.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and at least get the swap done so I can get my Paul Reed on.
Ooh, bunch of questions just came into Discord. The Black Mamba wants to know who's my preference between Duncan and Levert. All right. I'm confused by the question because you said, who do you prefer between... Oh, never mind. I didn't see there's a three name. Green, Duncan, Levert. Of those three players, it's going to be Javonte Green for me of those three. Einsteinium. Does Giannis look more appealing now? I mean, he already looked really good, and I still think he looks really good. This news doesn't really change anything, to be honest. He was good before, he's good now, but yeah, this doesn't change him in particular.
Like, he's always just like as interesting as you want him to be, as far as I'm concerned.
Kevin Cash App, a 2v2 question: Queen and Randall or McDaniels and Zubats? I think that's Queen and Randall for me. I don't really love either 2v2 though.
Queen and Randall and something in Zubats. I didn't hear that last piece.
McDaniels and Zubats.
Queen. It's the Queen side for me, which is not what I would normally expect.
Queens look good.
Good
he,
Zoo.
Yeah, he is. I don't know what the hell is going on with Zubats this year, but he was one of the best defensive players in the entire league last year, and a large reason why the Clippers are off to obviously injuries. That's always going to be an issue with the Clippers. You and I talked about that before the season started, where we were talking about this Clippers team, and we were saying that, like, hey, this team actually looks like they're kind of underrated on paper. The problem is with projections, it's really hard to know how many games people are going to play, and Bradley Beal and Kawhi both already hurt, so some of that goes by the wayside. But another thing that really stands out about this Clippers team is the defense just hasn't been as good this year because Zubats hasn't been as good. So I don't know if there's an underlying injury there or something else going on, but definitely a bizarre start to the year for Ivica Zubats.
I also didn't think that Chris Paul was like completely cooked.
He does.
I thought he was like, okay. Like, you know, he could play 16 minutes and be the backup point guard, and that does not appear to be the case any longer, which is sad.
He looked okay last year, but yeah, he seemed. Yeah. I forget he's on the team sometimes. He's been so poor.
He's DMPing now.
He's probably going to be forced to play more minutes now, just because of the injury to Beal. But yeah, he's not been good at all.
Nah, he's just going to be the assistant coach to Ty Lue shortly. Sorry, Chris.
I did always assume that was the reason why he played for the Spurs under Popovich is because he had, oh, by the way, OG Anunoby already hurt and go into the locker room. But I did think that he had aspirations of being a coach, and that was why he wanted to play underneath Popovich.
Yeah, I think he's most assuredly going to be going into coaching.
We got a power chat here from Cully Poston. Want to make sure we answer that. Paul Reed, Diabate, and Drummond, pick 2. Ooh, this is a tough one. I'm going to say Paul Reed and Diabate. All of them good options, obviously.
Let me just look at my exposures quickly, and I'll likely my top answer for you. Paul Reed, yes. I have 12 of Drummond and 14. It's Paul Reed and then coin flip, but it's Diabate right now for me.
Yeah, that's what I went with as well. Paul Reed's the easier one. The other two could go either way. All right.
I would really like to get this. I just was about to say the same thing. I want to specifically late swap my single entry lineup.
Yeah, OG to the locker room. Some other questions in Discord. Alucard wants to ask us a 2v2. Fears and Giannis or Doncic and Eason. That's Fears and Giannis for me.
That's Fears and Giannis by a mile for me.
Empty pockets. Harden and Stewart or Edwards and Collins. Yeah, not Stewart for me at this point. Edwards and Collins.
Yeah, Edwards and Collins.
Crack in tiles. Other than FanDuel being inferior site design, why don't they have exposure percentages on their site? You mean like... I mean, they do if you look at the individual... they have exposures there.
Yeah, look, both of them are terrible. They are both atrocious user experiences on every medium you touch.
Yeah, they're there, though.
But yeah, they do exist. Sometimes they don't populate immediately, if I remember correctly. But
yeah, same as DraftKings, though. The first couple minutes of the slate, they won't be there. But yeah. By the way, MPJ heating up early. He's making everything. Emac wants to know how much Stewart did I end up with on FanDuel. Franz Wagner also heading to the locker room. All right, well that's no good for the matchup.
Cool. He's in that single entry team that I'm swapping at this moment.
Yeah.
Let me pick the most contrarian version now.
I have 60% of Franz Wagner, so that's no good for me. Hotwire Plumlee, no Plumlee for me today.
In 150, I like it as a guy to get to as like a 10 percenter. It's so
Emac,
likely that Giannis just fouls up Diabate in 90 seconds.
Emac wants to know how much Stewart I ended up with on FanDuel. 2% is what I finished with of Isaiah Stewart. It will be very annoying if he breaks the slate now. Although I have
it will be very annoying if he breaks the slate in the way that I described.
I have so much of Franz Wagner that maybe it doesn't matter at this point anyway.
I only have 17.
I have 60.
Michael Porter Jr. has 22 fantasy points, I believe.
He does. He is only 4% owned on FanDuel, and I have 1% of him.
I don't have him, and I've been jamming that dude for 2 weeks. And now he's crushing the Magic, the one team that I figured he wouldn't crush. But now that the Magic are down Franz and Paolo, it's, that's life.
Yeah, if you per the question we got before, if you go to leaders, so if you're on FanDuel and you go to that section that says leaders, you could see all the players and their ownership there.
Khalil Ware off to a good start, which I'm happy about. Unless, oh no, I wouldn't have been able to swap him, so that's good. I have 12% Khalil Ware.
5 points, 4 boards, and a block for him in the early going. A little bit of an annoying start for Cat. I played a bunch of Cat. He does have 11 points in the first quarter, but no other stats. But the 11 points, that part's nice.
I mean, he's the third leading scorer on the slate right now, so I guess we got to take it. Standard issue Wolves starting lineup.
Here's the weirdest part of Michael Porter Jr.'s stat line. 6 assists in 8 minutes for him.
I didn't even look at it, and it's in front of my face, but you kind of just assume that if he has 24 fantasy points, he has like 6 threes.
Yeah, so I saw here's where I got confused at first. Is I'm looking at, I saw him knock down a shot before. And I'm like, how is it that he has all these, because I saw he makes a shot and it says 11 points shows up on the screen. I'm like, all right, 11 points. How does he have 22 fantasy points? I'm like, it must be a bunch of defensive stats. And then I pull up the box for 6 assists from Michael Porter Jr. Imagine if he has a 20 assist game or something like that.
No. I want him to stop this shit right now. It's really annoying.
Showtime says this is his career high in assists. That wouldn't be surprising to me, but that's one of the all-time outlier stat lines. Michael Porter Jr., who's been in the league for a really long time, puts up a career high of assists in 8 minutes in the first quarter.
Apparently it tied it.
That is very bizarre.
That's insane.
All right, let me look up Wagner. I want to see what this injury was. What happened?
Yeah, that's next level stupid, man. He tied his career high in assists halfway through the first quarter of this game.
I can't find the injury anywhere.
With the team that's least likely to convert a basket that he's ever played for in his life. It's crazy. Oh.
I'm looking for video of the injury just so I could figure out how big of a deal this is to Franz. But I can't find it.
I'm sure it's whatever the same injury Paolo had, and they're just doing the same thing they did last year.
That is true. They had all of the same injuries last year.
Standard issue Lakers starting lineup.
Here's the problem. I'm searching for Franz on Twitter, just Franz Wagner. It is nothing but people like void Franz, like must void Franz. People tagging the FBI, tagging Sportsbook. What if he returns? Like people are just
I
like,
figured it was
void
like
this
a
now.
rousing box wine community. Who is okay?
So at least
And
what
we
people
can't
are
see the other game,
saying
right?
is people are saying that it was a non-contact knee injury for Franz,
Yuck.
but
That's not good.
I can't verify that because I haven't seen video. I'm just seeing what a couple people said on social media.
Not ideal.
Guys, we have the game on screen right now. We know that he's not on the court. People think that he's playing right now. The game's on screen. There was a stat correction to his stats before. It doesn't mean that he actually is scoring fantasy points from the locker room.
Gotta keep my eye on that Michael Porter Jr. assist column now.
Well, who this is good for is going to be Jalen Suggs and Desmond Bane, if you guys have much exposure to them.
Dylan Brooks fined $25K for making a lewd gesture. Attaboy. Oh, that's perfect.
Well, at least Wagner is 53% owned on FanDuel.
Is he really?
Yeah. So at least the one good thing is, all right, I have 60% of them. It would be way more hurtful if he was, like 20 or 30% owned.
Westbrook, Levine, DeRozan, Achua, Sabonis.
Fuck. Bane is 40% owned on FanDuel. He is just going to destroy now.
Oh, yeah. How much Bane did I say I have, and how owned is Desmond Bane?
Although Bane still had a shitty first quarter, but I mean, it's just hard to imagine that Suggs and Bane, without Franz and without Boncaro, wouldn't have really big games.
Bane is 14% owned in the 4-point play. I'm with the field. Well, don't do shit then, Bane. Unless that's the right lineup.
I'm overweight to Anunoby too, and he's
I forgot to even look. Please don't have him. Please don't have him. 7%. I mean, God, this is all just annoying. Injuries suck. Can we turn injuries off?
Hamstring injury for Anunoby.
We really should just turn them off.
You can do it in video games. Why not do it in real life?
They're same thing. Somebody's controlling this video game. This is a way better. Isn't basketball way more fun if everybody's just awesome? Get everybody on steroids too.
Hey, it won't get any pushback from me on that.
No.
Yeah, our friend Tally says he went 100% Franz on FanDuel.
Back to the bench, Franz Wagner.
Nice. All right, there we go. We're back in the game, boys. We're back in the game. Get Anunoby back out there next.
He's in a full body cast.
he's like the SpongeBob character who's laying in the bed with just covered in bandages.
No idea who that is.
The chat knows.
Squidward.
All right, sick. He's back in the game. Cool. I dig it. He also
How am I
played 7 minutes.
culturally
So the funny
deprived?
thing is, you
Steven.
have to panic a little bit because why not? That's what's fun in these situations. But he
Yeah.
also played 7 minutes in the first quarter. This actually has zero impact on his fantasy, on his fantasy, like whether he play, unless he's actually hampered the rest of the game.
Yeah. Yeah, right now it doesn't have to really matter. I know.
Cat, 18 points in the first quarter now, real life points.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
And Mitchell Robinson, 3 personal fouls in the first quarter.
That makes sense too.
Deeg says only 1 board. Listen, if he's gonna have 18 real life points in the first quarter, the rebounds aren't gonna matter all that much. It would be great to have
No,
them, except it's not a deal breaker at that point either.
he can get them later. Oh, man. What kind of degenerate food should I eat tonight? Chat, hit me with it. Oh, McDonald's. Come on. We could do better than that.
Taco Bell?
I did see Taco Bell has some sort of new gimmick sauce that's Frank's Red Hot something or other. That seemed like it'd be delicious.
I only said that because right before I started Live Before Lock and I was looking on Twitter for any news, the last thing I saw on my Twitter timeline was Grant Knifer saying that he ordered $75 of Taco Bell last night. And it was just, I just thought of that when you brought up bad food choices. Bad food choice.
Kuzma starting.
Rollins, Green, Kuzma, Giannis, Turner. Rollins, Green, Kuzma, Giannis, Turner.
No Trent.
YouTube TV agrees to restore. We've got Disney back on YouTube TV.
I have Hulu. That was a problem that was not in my life.
All right. I just picked up some free money on Kalshi for that.
Nice.
I mean, you can buy.
Did you have like a date
right now? So
did you have a date, or was it just like yes, no?
No. I'm literally buying it right now before people take their lines down.
Oh yeah, smart. I thought you meant you had like a standing position.
OG Anunoby done for the night. Yeah, just I mean, nothing like crazy, but I made a couple $100 just on outstanding shares that I picked up really quick.
Attaboy. Just picking up a couple $100 off the street just because you're sitting at your computer and the news came out. It's incredible life. Yeah, why isn't Gary Trent starting?
Because Kyle Kuzma is bad, and they're like, this is something that this is something that is of interest to us.
I mean, Gary Trent started every single game of the season. Is he playing? I'm just kind of doing the same thing we just did before. Like, I don't... What the hell does Gary Trent coming off the bench do now to this rotation? How does that impact Cole Anthony? Paul Reed with 5 fantasy points per minute so far. I don't want to know how many minutes have been played.
Probably 1, if I had to guess.
I mean, 2's live. I reckon.
It has been 1.5 minutes, so split the difference. Dennis Jenkins has hit a 3 already. Ronald Holland is a steal.
Let it sail, Dennis. I swear, if he goes crazy, I'm going to be so pissed I didn't keep the 97% it tried to give me.
Hotwire, bro, where's this extra chat at? Playback. It's always funny when I see stats pop up and it's really like Noah Clowney has 7 points already. Real life points.
What do you mean already?
I mean, it's only been 1 quarter.
I mean, they have 39.
That's true.
I think they all have 7 points right now.
We've been here for 45 minutes already. That was very quick.
It took 10 seconds, man. It always does. This thing, it moves so fast. It's always hectic, too. Julian Champagne is available to play. I know everybody was waiting with bated breath for that particular bomb from Underdog. Can JDM defend the takedowns? No, no one can. No one can until they do.
He did defend him against Bilal very effectively. I mean, the question here's where I do think the line's a little bit wide just because of the potential size difference. It's hard to know how much of an impact that is. At least at weigh-ins, JDM looked so much bigger than Islam.
Absolutely. I agree. But his strength is not what his size is.
NY Stiegel, my last minute swap to OG equals sucks. You can't beat yourself up too much for that. That's, you know, the injuries happen. You can't look at an injury and be like, oh, I fucked up with this decision because this guy got hurt.
All right, Paul Reed is at 10 fantasy points in 3 minutes. 4 points, 2 rebounds, an assist, and a steal. Oh, how owned is he?
For what it's worth, Franz is not back in the game. He's back on the bench. He's not back in the game.
Yeah, realistically, sometime in the next 2 to 3 minutes.
Oh, is that him walking to the score? I think that's him walking to the scorer's table. It's hard to tell because
it
it's
is
background, but it looks like him.
Do they have any other of us?
Yeah. Do they have any other exotics on the bench?
It's just his brother, but he's out.
Yeah.
I mean, we stick out like sore thumbs, man.
Yeah. Yeah, we were just
Noah Clowney has 10 now. What is happening in this stupid game?
Oh, I did want to check. What is the I'll check on FanDuel right now. Josh, if you wouldn't mind checking on DraftKings, how popular did Isaiah Stewart remain?
Oh, I don't know. So I have the 4-point play open. Paul Reed, by the way, 29% in that.
That is crazy low.
I think I had 50. So I'm surprised it's working out so far. There's probably a sniper in the building soon enough to handle it to not let me get anything on this one. All right, let me see. Where's the CSV at?
In the main on FanDuel, Stewart is still 13.5% owned. So that
he was a better play on FanDuel, right?
He was pretty strong on both sites.
All right. In the 4-point play, he is 17.
All right. My guess was 20. I think we had him projected for 5 at the late swap ownership. It's just people not updating lineups for news.
Yeah. Yeah, Clowney doing a number right now. 3rd highest scorer behind Towns and Porter. Then Wendell Carter Jr., Mikal Bridges, Khalil Ware. Just as we all drew it up. Mikal Bridges has 3 steals. That is helping him quite a bit, I believe.
What's also helping him is Anunoby getting hurt.
Yeah,
in terms of his production going forward today.
Yeah, it's much more optimistic, unfortunately. Honestly, that's really good for Miami, just because the Knicks defense is even shittier now.
I'm going to put on the Detroit game just because it's so much more fantasy relevant.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Not that the Magic game isn't, obviously, because a lot of people are pulling for Franz Wagner, but this Detroit game has so much ownership.
Towns has 23 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, and a steal. Michael Porter Jr. still stuck on 6 assists.
All right. I don't think he had checked into the game while we were watching, though. I don't think he was on the court.
I'm just waiting for like a stat correction, and all of a sudden it's 2.
or 8.
I just got him wrong.
Dude, Paul Reed just rules as a fantasy producer. 5 minutes, 4 points, 4 boards, an assist, and a steal.
Yeah. I'm just happy I have him this time.
Ronald Holland is off to a big start, too. Ronald Holland, 2 points, 2 boards, an assist, and a steal in 5 minutes. Lena, what happened to Wagner? He hurt his knee, went to the locker room, but he was getting set to check back in right when a commercial was called before. Did he end up checking in? Let's see.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah, he checked in after the TV timeout.
All right, I guess I should start prepping swaps. Franz has returned. There's your alert.
So I assume you're going to be watching the UFC card tomorrow?
Hell yeah. Can't wait. I'm just pissed it's not free yet.
Yeah, still got 2 more pay-per-views left. There's this one, and then there is the one more Marab card that he's getting in before the end of the year.
That dude's a psychopath, man. He's just like a different human being. Until he's not, like, it's really wild to watch.
All right, people are asking us, or one person in chat. We could go through some of the card tomorrow. Also, if you guys want more MMA picks, go over to Tails, either tails.bet or download the Tails app. One guy also, somebody who really one of the sharpest MMA bettors out there, Dravi, UFC 322. He's running a promo for a discount on his Tails package. So if you guys are looking for bets, you could take advantage of that. And if you're going to be using the stochastic sims and are looking for a discount, you could sign up with the promo code 322 and get 50% off any of our weekly or monthly subscriptions. So if you guys are looking to use our data for MMA tomorrow, take advantage of that offer there. 322, that's the promo code. That'll get you 50% off any of our packages. We could go through this really quick. I think that, so for JDM Islam, you kind of tipped your hand, Josh, here on the Islam side there. I do think that Islam is more likely to win. I just think the line is a little bit wide with some of the uncertainty with him moving up in weight.
Yeah, I just meant that he is absolutely going to get takedowns. Like, he's not going to be able to stop him from doing that. It'll happen no matter what. I do lean Islam for sure, but I do think the line's right now as well. Size is real. That's a different punching power.
It's not a 10-pound weight gap either. This is 15 pounds between lightweight and middleweight. So, welterweight. So like that's a big difference compared to the 10-pound gap there.
I'm with you.
Co-main event, Valentina against Zhang Weili. I actually feel pretty strong that Weili is going to win this fight. I know she's not massively younger than Valentina, just a year younger. Valentina, to me, in her last handful of fights, has looked not the same. She looks slower. And, I mean, those fights against Grasso, I don't think Grasso is particularly great either. And the fact that Grasso struggled with the takedown defense and then still showed up woefully unprepared and got taken down 8 times in the third fight between them, like, I don't know. I haven't been super impressed with Valentina's recent performances. Yeah, she did look better against Manon Fiorot than she did in the Grasso matchups, but it was low output. I think if Weili really puts her foot on the gas, I think she could put up a pace that Valentina can't keep up with at this point in her career. So I feel pretty good about Weili as an underdog.
I'm leaning Valentina because I just think she's crazy. I think this fight is going to be a war, which is going to be fun.
Could be.
But I lean Valentina, but not like any real lean. I think it's a great fight. I'm excited for it.
If it does turn into a war, I worry a little bit about Valentina's chin at this point in her career. She got dropped pretty bad against Grasso a couple fights ago,
Yeah,
and Wiley certainly hits harder than Grasso
she,
does.
she does indeed.
Sean Brady, Michael Morales. There's so many question marks about Michael Morales. Other than he's fucking gigantic. I don't know if you saw them staring down at each other. On paper,
Yeah,
Morales is listed at 6 foot. Sean Brady is listed at 5'10". Morales looked half a foot taller than him when they were squaring
like
off.
it was
But
insane.
we haven't seen Michael Morales off his back. We haven't really seen him have to defend takedowns in a meaningful way. I tend to think Sean Brady is going to land takedowns and dominate him on the mat.
I like Brady in this one as well.
Leon Edwards.
I did that fight in the UFC game last night, actually.
Leon Edwards, Carlos Praches. I think there's sneaky wrestling upside for Leon Edwards in this fight. I just don't know how washed he is. I don't have a strong opinion.
It feels like Leon Edwards should just win this fight. And then I just start thinking to myself, is he just trash? Did he get lucky once?
Well, you should know he beat Usman twice because you won the main GPP in the third fight between them.
Oh, yes. But which would be the day that he got lucky. Because like he did not win any bit of the fight that he did win. Like to me, that's just like an Usman win and I don't care. Then he proved it in that rematch, but ultimately did he? Or is he just trash? And that one night he was perfect.
So I do think, given the parameters of the fight, he fought better than Usman on that night, and his takedown defense looked really good. I do have one caveat with that, though. If you guys go back and rewatch that fight, he committed so many fouls that were just not called. He was grabbing Usman's gloves. There was maybe a dozen fence grabs that he had to prevent takedowns. So, like, in that respect, if there's a different judge, or just like we've seen the last couple of weeks, judges are prioritizing calling point deductions for some of those fouls. He did have 1 point taken away from him. You could have made a case that he should have lost like 5 or 6 points based on the amount of fence grabs that he had. I just don't have a strong feeling towards that fight, though.
Nor do I. But I've been leaning Edwards. But if he loses this fight, I think he's just like adios, go in the PFL or whatever the hell else exists.
Beneil Dariush, Benoit Saint-Denis. I think that Saint-Denis is going to roll past Dariush. Dariush also.
Yeah.
Dariush had a weight miss. This is the worst weight miss to have. He missed weight by 0.2 pounds. Because that means that he did.
That's so dumb.
If you miss by 0.2 pounds, you did everything possible to try to.
He made weight. He made weight. He made weight. He should just make weight. There's no way it's accurate to 0.2 pounds.
I think Saint-Denis finishes him.
I agree.
And by finishes him, I mean he retires after the fight too.
Probably.
Rambod said 1.2 pounds. I thought it was 0.2 pounds because they get the.
That's
let me
different.
Look it up. Am I misspeaking here?
Probably.
It's very possible. All right, UFC weigh-ins. Let's see. All right.
I hope that's
UFC official.
What's up, buddy? Almost done.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, it was 1.2 pounds. I thought it was 0.2
Okay.
I saw before. But yeah, he missed by 1.2.
That's
still a shitty weight miss. Because
that's worse.
He cut a lot of weight. It's if these guys miss by like 5 pounds or something like that, it's a little bit, because then they just didn't even try and they're looking to get a weight advantage. When he missed by this amount, he tried and just couldn't. Either way, I think Saint-Denis wins. I'm
with you.
One of the more interesting fights, somebody who you were very high on, but you since jumped off the bandwagon, Bo Nickel, Adolfo Vieira.
The fact that he's getting back in there makes me happy. I assume he rolls like the way that I thought he would. Wasn't ready. for RDR, but he wins here, right?
I think he should. The question becomes, what is his DFS upside? Like, does he look to wrestle against Rodolfo Vieira? Because we've seen other fights of Bo Nickel against grapplers like Paul Craig, for instance. Super shitty stand-up fight where he was like, I don't want to mess with his grappling at all.
I don't think he wants to mess with getting punched in the face anymore in the same way. And I think he's just gonna have to, like, he wanted to prove himself, I think, and then I think he learned that that wasn't it. He has to rely on his wrestling now.
I'm very interested to see. I think that this is a good buy low spot for Bo Nickel. We see this all the time. If there's somebody who's super hyped, more often than not, they're overhyped. Fighters very rarely live up to the hype. When you see guys who are highly hyped coming into the UFC, they're steamrolling complete cans like Val Woodburn or Jamie Pickett, then people are like, this is the next guy. Which also is not.
What did Jamie Pickett do to you, man? Whoa, whoa, whoa! What did Jamie Pickett do to you?
I don't know for sure, but I'm almost. I know he's from your area down in North Carolina.
Fighting out of Wilmington, North Carolina. I'm gonna let him know you said that if I ever happen to walk past him somewhere.
Yeah, he lost his last 5 UFC fights, and for sure, I was overweight to him in DFS in at least one of those. If we're wondering what he did to me at any point in time.
I'm sure it's happened to me too.
Yeah. His last 5 fights, loses to Eric Anders, loses to Josh Fremd, finished by Bo Nickel, finished by Dennis Tululin, finished by Kyle Daukaus. Those were his last 5 fights that he was in. But anyway, as far as Bo Nickel goes, I generally think that it's a good buy low spot for him. Vieira's also had pretty shitty cardio. I think this is, if Bo Nickel looks to wrestle, I haven't looked at what the props are. I think it's kind of a sneaky spot to buy him for like round 2-3 submission.
I got a Bo Nickel. The fuck was that DraftKings game called?
Rainmakers.
No, after that.
No, it was Rainmakers.
Wasn't it something after Rainmakers? They had it was on a different named card game thing?
No. It was still Rainmakers.
Was it? Well, then, yeah, Rainmakers. Not a good Bo Nickel.
You did. I remember you had a legendary Bo Nickel, I think. Oh, no, it might have been an elite.
The blue one.
Yeah. Okay, it was elite. Yeah, if I went through our messages on Slack, if I just searched Bo Nickel, I'm sure I would find it. But yeah, I remember you did have a good one. I had so much Rainmaker stuff that did not go well for me. It went well for me while it was ongoing until it stopped, and then it was not good anymore.
I like it in theory.
By the way,
but
Stewart has 2 points, 5 rebounds, and an assist off the bench in 3 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, let's clap it up, everybody. Congratulations, Michael Porter Jr. You have now set your career high with 7 assists.
Yeah, as we all expected.
Just diming people up. Dropping dimes. Paul Reed, 4-4-1-1-1. Town's just going bananas.
Are there any other fights that you really care about to talk? Like, those are the most important fights on the card.
I'm gonna look quickly just to see, and then I'm hoping no, because it's 8:03 and I don't want to think about it. But if there are, then I'm actually interested.
Almost all the fights on the card are good. I mean, like, there's like Malcolm.
I've never wanted to watch Angela Hill fight once. Every one of her fights are the exact same fight, so I definitely don't want to watch that one.
Split decision.
It's terrible. I mean, 18-15. It's like, hey, if you need to put, I mean, she is the ultimate, like, I'm going to go grab a pizza and a beer and I got to take a piss fight. Why would you stay? Aaron Blanchfield, Tracy Cortez is a solid fight for reasons.
Pat Sabatini, Chepe Mariscal is also a great fight. It's just like a pick'em that I'm not, like, it's one I definitely want to have a lot of exposure to in DFS. I'm just not. Also, it looked like Chepe Mariscal might have had a staph infection, because you can't have a pay-per-view with at least one fighter having a staph infection. But that's a good matchup on paper. Malcolm Wellmaker.
Okay.
I'm just generally interested in him as a prospect. But a matchup against
Ooh.
Ethan Ewing. Ewing's Tapology page is just a selfie of him because that's the only
Hey.
picture anybody has. So that's
Hey, hold on.
Yeah.
Mavs will start Williams, Christie, Flagg, Marshall, Gafford.
Okay. All right.
There we go.
Well, guys, that'll do it for Josh and I.
We done did it.
Time for me to go make burgers for dinner. Hope you all have a good night. Josh, Taco Bell, what'd you settle on?
I don't know. I'm going to go swipe through DoorDash or something and figure it out.
All right. Have a good night, guys. See you later.
Later, y'all.
Don't forget, this is going to end really briefly, and then I'm going to